The HTC One, a year later, is still one of the most polished and well-designed Android experiences ever crafted. From its tasteful Sense UI to the aluminum chassis, there are only a few nagging issues with individual components, the feedback of which HTC heard loud and clear. Though the company has had a pretty troubled year, the all-new HTC One is a composite of every single part of that improvement list, and you can see it from the very first time you pick it up. The device is extremely light, but feels sturdy, sturdier than the HTC One, which was by far one of the best made Android devices on the market. It's also extremely polished, from the chamfered edges to the CNC machined bevels. This is an Android phone that you will feel proud of, and that's something that HTC is very aware of. There's a lot of improvements under the hood, but let's start with the main ones. Obviously, the keyboard, rather, obviously the camera has been overhauled, but the Android 4.4.2 and Sense 6.0 combination yields a lot of subtle changes, such as improvements to speed. This is also associated with the new Snapdragon 801 processor. There's 32 gigs of RAM and an SD card for expandable storage up to 64 gigabytes. That's going to be a huge improvement for most people who are looking for expanded storage in their Android device. And as we showed you in some of the leaks, there are motion gestures, things that you can do when the screen is off to quickly launch your favorite applications. For example, if you turn the screen off and double tap on it, you wake up the screen. That's nice, but it's not new. Swiping up, however, from the bottom, that unlocks the screen for you right away. Swiping left to right invokes blink feed, which has also been overhauled for this new version. Going into the camera settings, we can actually see that this is where HTC has given much of the focus, and it really is rewarding. That second sensor adds a lot of data, and as a result, you can do a lot of very cool effects. I've preloaded one of the images here, which I took earlier today, and we can see that in addition to taking really fast snaps, the foreground and background subjects are manipulable. So, for example, with the new foregrounder option, you can actually add effects, and the defocus option, you can selectively refocus an image depending on your fore or background. So it's really interesting, and this is actually using data from the second sensor. It's not just a software tweak. The foregrounder is mostly just gimmicky, but it adds some really cool 3D effects that a lot of people are actually going to like, and I really think that people are going to share differently with these. HTC added a bunch of flourishes to the HTC One last year, and one of which was HTC Zoe Shot, which takes photos and videos, but those were not really well received. Now in this age of selfies, these effects are actually going to be quite a lot nicer. Here you can see some real-time 3D effects added. Obviously, some of them, like this tilt 3D effect, is quite cool. I mean, it's a technology demo in a sense. It uses the accelerometer to show different data from the various sensors, but again, it's nothing that you haven't seen before. It's just done better. Now, comparing it to the HTC One, you can see that it's a little bit taller, a little bit wider, and it's darker, but it's not until you pick it up and actually hold it where you notice that the changes to the all-new HTC One are significant. The build quality is much, much nicer. There's a bit of a raised glass on the front, and it just feels fantastic when you rub your fingers over it. The backing, you can see, is a little bit rounder. It's a little bit thicker too, but overall, you're going to be very happy with the all-new HTC One.